It's time for Spider and Olde Scooter again. Spider Solitaire, the iMac default version, 2014. I'm Olde Scooter. This is Spider McGillicuddy, the artificial intelligence about whom I will be speaking, because I said last time I was going to show you an example of her machine learning in action, but I didn't. I'm always doing that. I say I'm going to do this, and then I don't. It's because I lose myself in the game, and that's one of the appeals of this game. You can lose yourself in it like you can in any game. I just think this one is particularly suited to get lost in. So let's play it. We're going to call this the Hatless version, because I nearly always wear a hat. This morning, none of my hats feel right to me, and you know how that is, don't you? So we'll do a new game. What happened? See, when I press anything on that, everything goes away. It's amazing. So let's do that again. We'll play the 2-suit version. Once again, saying 4 suits is too hard. At least for me. It takes too much patience, too much time, too much thinking, planning ahead. That stuff which is... When you're a retired guy, you sort of get away from all that. You did all that while you were a working person, which I was for a very long time. And I sort of think of it as working now, but, you know, with a special retired twist to the work. So I'm playing the natural moves now, the black on black, red on red. That's not to say that the others are unnatural moves, it's just nomenclature, terminology, you know. I just made it up. Someone told me it sounded racist, but it's not. Just have to take my word for it. So that was kind of interesting. But if I try the other ace, is it more interesting? Why, not particularly. Kind of the same, actually. Oh, well, maybe not. There might be some advantage to that way. So on the maybe basis, one of my principal decision points, I'll take it. Wouldn't you? Oh, you wouldn't? Well, who's playing this game anyway? I just feel like I'm digging myself a hole here, but as you've heard me say on numerous occasions, I like holes, although what I'm talking about is the kind of hole that'll happen when I punch through the thin blue line. The reason I didn't fulfill what I had teased or promised or suggested I would do last time, which will show you an example of how the machine learning is catching up with me in this game, passing me actually. I was going to wait till an example happened and say, see, that hardly ever happens anymore. But since it didn't happen, it was sort of proving the point without doing anything. There's a name for that kind of proof. I forget what it is. Null point? Maybe. I think null is in it. So, this is kind of nullish. Not much is going on. There's a perhaps profitable restack. I don't know. What's under here? Oh, yeah. Well, okay. I'll take that, even though this is becoming a harlequin. Red, black, red, black. And they are thoroughly blocked stacks, or non-stacks. Yeah, it's a sort of political talk. It's either a stack or a non-stack. Take your pick. But I am the arbiter of what stacks and what doesn't, so I can't get away with that. Not in be intellectually honest, and heaven knows that's what I want to be, is intellectually honest. Well, here we are at the end of 2 deals. We have not punched a hole, do not have a score. And I haven't found an example to show you how Spider Mac is learning how I play and playing to my weaknesses. Machine learning. Well, since we're halfway through the game and no examples have come up for me to make. I'll tell you what I'm talking about. You may have heard me talk about kickbacks. Let's say I moved, this one somewhere, but I had to put it on a black one. And up there popped up a red 9, so I could go right back. I call that a kickback. And I used to get them maybe twice a game. Now I hardly ever get them anymore. And I think the machine learning figured out gives me a little advantage when I get a kickback. So it's one of the moves that Spider-Mac now consciously avoids with me. Just doesn't give me many kickbacks anymore. Now, is that not solid proof of an unprovable assertion? Get up there. 9 to the 10. This is not a really very hot-shot game so far. Could be worse, and may become so. But machine learning is interesting and frightening, because what the machine learns, perhaps the machine never forgets. Yeah, well, I'll just reboot it and it'll forget. Ha ha ha. So I'm just plowing along here. Not much in the news today. Trump knocked him dead in Poland. I'm not talking Donald, I'm talking Melania. Melania? That's the way we would say it in Texas. I really like that Melania girl. She's good looking. She is, no doubt about it. To me, it always looks like she's on the catwalk. She's always like in her model mode when she's in public, and I write that off in that I think she was a model since she was 3 years old, and it's just habit. I think she modeled first professionally at the age of 16 or 17. I'm not sure about that. But anyway, she's got that modeling stuff down. And, oops, gave away $1. I got impatient. You shouldn't when you're playing this game. You should just cruise and take it easy and relax. It's a great virtue of this game is that it is relaxing. I'm just restacking right and left like I knew what I was doing, which everyone knows I don't, so. But it can't hurt to try to look like it now and then. Ooh, see? I do miss moves, as I regularly admit to. And when I watch a recording of these games, it just frustrates the poo out of me. And being poo-less just makes me more impatient, I guess. What was I going to say? I described this to a friend the other day as sort of Twitch for old people. And of course, that person, being also sort of an old person, had no idea what Twitch was. But I give Twitch the credit for giving me the idea to play Spider Solitaire, one of my favorite games, and talk about it as I do, just in case I might say something, what, intelligent? Well, don't go that far, but, you know, fun. Last night's game, you and I and my subconscious and Spider-Mac all conspired to write a speech. It worked. Speech writing is a hobby of mine. So I'll send this off, this speech. Oh, yes, I knew I saw something. And now I have a 10 string, which is kind of nice. Now I have a queen string, which is even nicer. So if I could get around to a black king, I could have myself a scoa. We're on the last deal, though, and even though the last deal is frequently action-packed, I don't see how I'm going to get a score out of it. So, I did disclose to you that I'm not getting any kickbacks, and once again I got no kickbacks, and I can ascribe that to nothing, not to my playing, not to any changes I've made in procedures here. It has to be machine learning. Yeah. There you go. It was short, it was sweet, it was nice, it was neat. So pleasant to meet you in this strange place. Be sweet, be forgiving, be patient, and be back here sometime. Bye.